Hey, it's Coffee, and vloggy updates and stuff. Um, yeah. I have been stitching a little bit. I made a new start in my video last week. That's where I'm at. It's not a lot. It's getting there, but I've also been really quite busy. So, yeah. This one might get a little, not really TMI, but I am probably going to rant and vent about stuff to do with doctors, gynecologists, menstrual cycles, reproductive health, that sort of shit. That's going to be a thing. So, just a warning. But, yeah. So, today, my day is like, I have one of those days where I have like a really late appointment. I put in a request to be transferred to a new job network last week because I've had enough from the business manager. I'm really sad that I have to leave my consultant because I actually really like my consultant. We got along great. She went above and beyond for me all the time. And when I told her I was requesting a transfer, she got really sad and I ended up getting upset and stuff because I want to stay with her. Like, she's been really good. But as long as that business manager is running that place, I can't, because just seeing that business manager makes me want to punch her in the face. She triggers my schizophrenia really badly, in a really bad way, and I can't do it. So I've requested a transfer. And I've requested a transfer to a job network that I'm fairly sure only deals with clients with disabilities. It's one that I've heard really good things about, and yeah. So I've got to go in and see them today because they want to talk to me before they decide if they accept me or not. So that sort of has me worried because I don't know if it's like their standard sort of policy or if it's just because someone said something. Paranoia. It's a thing. But yes. So the appointment is not until 2. So I'm going to leave at like 12:30 because I've got to get the train and stuff, and just to be on the safe side, really. Yeah. But I hate late appointments. Like, I really do hate late appointments. It's quite frustrating because it sort of ruins everything that I had planned for today. Like, I'll be able to do a couple of things. Like, it's 11:30 now. I just had a shower because, again, like, it just sort of, I hate sitting and waiting for shit. Rather just get it done and be over and done with. But, yeah, I can't do any of the laundry that I've got to do. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow or Friday because there's a fuckload of laundry to do. And if I'm going to go out and hang stuff out on the line, I'm not going to do one load and go out, and one load and go out, because it's just going to be shit on my knees. So I like to do like 4 to 5 loads of washing in one go, and then go hang them all out. And then like take breaks as I'm hanging stuff out as I need them, and just do that. It's much easier for me anyway. So I can't do that because by the time I do one load, it's going to be time to go. So the kitchen's pretty much clean. I've got to do the oven, clean the oven out, but I'm going to have to wait till Andrew's here for that because I'm going to have to get down on the ground to do that. So can't do that. Can't do much really. Like, yeah, so that's what's frustrating, is that late appointments just screw up my day, because then, too, by the time I get home, there's not much time left in the day to do things, so, like, I don't get to take advantage of the sun and stuff to dry clothes, and, yeah. But, yes, that is what I'm doing today. Yeah. Yesterday, well, let's go back to last week, because I don't know who's messaging me. Yeah, so last week, I requested the transfer from my job network. And then I went to a doctor. And there was this doctor that I was seeing who I was meshing well with. We were sort of getting along. I started to trust her enough to go and get a pap smear. And that's actually what I was supposed to do last week. Because as of today, I have still never had one. I know I should have. I should have had many. I've been sexually active since I was 16, so yeah, very much overdue. But, well, actually, the big thing was that I didn't know until last month that doctors did them. I thought you had to go to a gynecologist, and that was the only way to do it. And all the gynecologists I've seen have been men and assholes. So, I'd started seeing this doctor, and she was going well. I started seeing her about some issues that I was having with my period, and, that went well. She seemed really sort of down to earth and stuff, and, yeah, so I felt like, hey, maybe I could trust her enough to do this. So I went in last week with the intention to get that done. Except then she started in on my knees. And she's like, oh, what is it? What's wrong with your knees? And I'm like, oh, it's just, it's this and it's this, and it's, I'm semi-able, so I can walk and stand a little bit, but I use the chair to get around, because I can't walk enough to deal. It's just, hold on, let me read this report. I'm thinking, oh, fuck, not again. Last year, I think it was last year, I saw this specialist, and it was the second specialist I've seen about my knees, and he gave me a completely different diagnosis to the first specialist, where the first specialist said, oh, well, it's degenerative, it's going to get worse, I give it 12 to 18 months before you're in a wheelchair. This guy said, oh, well, you just need to stop using the wheelchair and walk more. And when I questioned him about, because he kept saying, oh, this shouldn't be crippling you, this shouldn't be crippling you. So my response was, okay, so then why is it? Are there more tests that we need to do? Do we need to get some new scans? Because he was going off my scans from 2012. What do we do here? And he goes, no, you just need to walk more. That's all you have to do. It's but that doesn't make any sense, because when I put the order in for the wheelchair, it was because it was taking me an hour to walk a block, because I had to keep stopping because of the pain, or my knee would pop out, and I was throwing up all the time, and I was walking a lot, and it was a problem. That's oh, well, no, it shouldn't be crippling you. Well, then why is it? Come on, work with me here, give me some answers. Can we do some tests and stuff? And he just kept saying, no, it shouldn't be. So I walked out, because he wasn't going to answer my questions, he wasn't going to listen to me or take me seriously. So I walked out. So this specialist then sent a report to, was it not there? Sent a report to the doctors, basically saying that I was a psycho, and he actually uses the word psycho. That's not me embellishing or anything, he actually used the word psycho. That I was probably making it all up, that I was exaggerating too much and all this sort of shit, and I wasn't. It's not a thing that I do. And yeah, and then he said I was completely uncooperative and aggro and all this sort of stuff, and it's just no, I wasn't. I was crying because I was trying to talk to you, I was trying to ask questions about what do we do, and you just kept blockading me with, shouldn't be like this, it shouldn't be like this, just walk. Yeah. So she started, so she read that. And then I tried to say, well, look, this is why I walked out, I'm happy to admit I walked out. I did, because that was bullshit. But she wouldn't hear a bar of it. She kept cutting me off, and she's just like, what settling payment are you on? Because you shouldn't be on disability, because you're not disabled. And I just sort of, in a facepalmed, because it's just for fuck's sake, here we go again. Every time I find a doctor that I mesh well with, and everything seems to be going great, after a couple of visits, something pops up, and they just fucking turn to shit, and I don't know what it is. Like, because I straight out said, look, I'm not here about my knees, I'm not, at this point, I'm not asking you to be my GP, I'm just, I'm here about my menstrual cycle, I'm here about contraception, I'm here about that sort of stuff, not that. And she wouldn't take a bar of it, so it just, completely cut my trust. So I didn't get my pap smear done. So then she did write me a referral for a gynecologist because I want to look into contraception. I was on the pill for 7 years. I came off it around this time last year because I got sick and couldn't take it for a little while. So, and I don't want to go back on the pill because since I've come off the pill, my depression hasn't been as bad. It's still a thing, but it's not as bad. My confidence has come back, my self-esteem is coming back, and my libido is coming back, which is a thing that I hadn't seen for a while. So I don't want to go back on the pill. Plus, I just really hate the whole thing of having to take it every day at the same time, and because of my insomnia, it often got difficult because I sleep all over the place. I can't guarantee that I'm even going to be awake when I need to take it because it's just everywhere. So I don't want to go back on it. And when I mentioned the pill to this doctor, she turned around and said, oh, well, I'm not going to prescribe it to you anyway. And I was, what? I've been on it before. It's not a huge deal. Oh, no, because if you're wheelchair bound, I'm not going to prescribe you something that can give you more blood clots. And I'm like, okay, that's a fair point, but I'm not wheelchair bound. You've seen me walk. I've gone to her appointments on the scooter and had to leave the scooter outside and walk into her office. You've seen me walk. I'm not wheelchair bound. I've never once claimed to be wheelchair bound. Plus, that's the wrong word entirely to fucking use. I just need some water. But, yeah, she just... yeah. That didn't help. Goddamn. Yeah, so she did write me a referral to a gynecologist. One that is a couple towns over, so I would have had to get the train in and stuff. And a female gynecologist because I'm not trusting around males. So she gave me a referral, and I called them to see, okay, so, how much is it? Oh, it's $130 for the initial appointment. And I said, okay, well, I'm coming in to seek contraception advice. Is that still the same price? Yep. Okay, so, in theory, there's a chance that we might do the IUD at the time, because that's what I'm looking into. Oh, yeah, that's $130 too. What the fuck? What is it, fucking gold-plated or something? I've never heard of IUD being that much money in Australia. So, yeah, I didn't make an appointment. What I did do instead was talk to a few people, and they suggested a family planning clinic that's in Penrith. It's another suburb, just a little bit over. It's not too far. So I went to see them yesterday, and just straight away I felt comfortable there, and everything just sort of fell into place. Come here. Oh. Everything just felt comfortable. I immediately trusted the people there. I spoke to a nurse, and I was there for an hour, and it was just talking about my history and all that sort of shit. So I'm going back next week. It's another late appointment, but it's because I need to see the doctor, their doctor, and they have a female doctor. Going to get a pap smear done, get all the screenings and everything done that I haven't had done for a while. And I'm doing a consultation for the IUD. They're thinking it'll probably be the Mirena, which is the hormonal IUD. And, yeah. And they don't charge anything for me, because I've got the pension card, so I don't have to pay for it, which is nice. But they were just immediately, I felt comfortable there, and that was something different, and I left and I didn't feel horrible like I usually do when I leave doctors. So that is a thing that I'm getting. I don't know if I'll get the IUD next week or not, but they've booked me a long appointment just in case that is a thing that we can do at the same time. It's creeping me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's sort of just like, hey, we're gonna put this bit of plastic inside of you. It's, oh, crap. And then, like, oh, and every so often you've got to, like, reach inside and check the strings to make sure it's still there and all this sort of shit. And it's like, oh, this is weird. This is really fucking weird. But, yeah. Oh, you're getting all huffy now. You getting all huffy? Yeah, you're getting all huffy. So, it's kind of scary. Like, it's not a huge thing, but it is sort of creeping me out. It's different. It's definitely different. But, yeah. I'll see how next week's appointment goes and stuff, because, and that's the thing too, is like, when I told them that I hadn't had a pap smear yet, like, usually when I tell people, oh, I haven't had one yet, like, it comes up and they're like, oh, when was your last one? I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Oh, why not? Because I haven't fucking had one. Like, fuck off, get off my case. I usually get a lecture about how, that's so bad, like, you've got to really look after your health and stuff, and I was like, dude, like, I have issues trusting people with anything to do with medical stuff in the first place. Sitting there and exposing my fucking vagina for someone to, like, poke around in, like, no, that's not a thing. Like, that's not even something I can do. Like, here we go, oversharing. I don't even let people go down on me when I'm in a relationship with them or being intimate with them or anything. That is not a thing. I can't do it because it just... I am way too fucking paranoid about that shit. It doesn't happen. So, letting some stranger poke around in my inner bits, yeah, it's not a thing. So, when I told, like, when I was talking to the nurse yesterday, and I mentioned that, she's just like, it's not a huge deal. There's plenty of women who haven't that probably should have, but same thing. Like, you're not abnormal, it's not weird. That's a different response. And yeah, like, she just made me, like, she didn't make me feel bad for never having one. And it was good, like, and she straight out said, like, when we do it, if, like, we'll put the speculum there, and you might freak out and go, oh, no, it's too much, can't do it. Not a problem. We'll stop, straight away. It's done. Try it again another time. We give you a few minutes. If you think you keep going, we keep going. Otherwise, we stop. We do it another week. Like, and she said, like, oh, we can put the speculum in, and then we go to do the next step, and you freak out, and that's fine. We'll stop. Nothing happens, Which is good. Like, it's something that I did worry about, because having never had one, I don't know how I'm going to react to it. So, I can't honestly say that it will be fine, because I don't know. And, yeah. So, that's a thing that's going to be happening sometime in the next couple of weeks. It's creeping me out. I'm worried about the pain. I stayed up until, like, 2 a.m. last night, just watching videos about, people who've had the Marina and, like, their experiences getting it and stuff. And the common theme was that all of them could take painkillers, and I can't. So, I don't know how that is going to go. But we'll see. We'll see. Was that 209 and 208? Or was it... I photocopied the colour chart, but it didn't come out quite well. 209 and 210. Okay. Yeah, I photocopied the chart, like the colour chart for this pattern as well, but it hasn't come out too clearly, so it's not really reliable. yeah, so that's the thing. And if people, I'll probably end up doing a video like on how the entire thing goes because I like to overshare. No, actually, it's not even oversharing. Like it's a thing, and I'll be interested to see what it's like going through the process as a person with a disability as well. Um, and that was the thing too, was that yeah, no, she just asked, can you walk over to the bed? Do you need help? No. Okay. When we put the stirrups up, are you gonna have issues? Okay, not an issue. Like that's yeah, and I know that they are disability friendly because one of my friends that goes to this clinic as well, they're also a wheelchair user, so I do know that they are friendly. Um, but yeah, I'm actually quite happy about all this. Um, the idea, like I said, like the idea of having like a plastic thing inside me kind of creeps me out, but I would much rather be creeped out for a little while by that than have to deal with taking a pill every day and having to still deal with my period and, all of that shit. Because, seriously, I'm fucking over that. Periods are horrible. Like, they're straight up fucking horrible. Hate them. Although, to be fair, I don't know anyone who enjoys them, so... But, yeah, I'm sort of freaked out, sort of looking forward to it. And, like, the other thing, too, is, like, in the last 5 years, like... That's 5 years that I don't have to worry about having a kid, which is good. Because in 5 years' time, I'll be 32. So it's increasingly likely that I will find someone at that point to remove my ovaries and be done with the entire fucking thing. Plus, the Marina does often stop people's periods, which will be a fucking godsend. Yeah. So, yeah. But then after that, I sort of wandered around, and there's an art shop in Penrith, and they're a great art shop. They're a little pricey, like they're not a cheap art shop, but they're good. Their customer service is always good. But their store wasn't the most accessible. Like, it was very cluttered, very narrow, and I couldn't ever actually get into the aisles and have a look at stuff. So it made it really difficult. Like, I used to have to, like, sort of browse online and decide what I want, go in and ask someone to grab it for me. So when I went past yesterday, on the way home, I noticed that their store was a lot more open and they'd gotten rid of a lot of the clutter. So now I can actually get into all the aisles, which is dangerous because they also have the Johanna Basford colouring canvases in stock. And when I went in there yesterday to have a look, I started talking to one of the sales assistants about watercolour paints because I've been wanting to get some nice watercolour paints. Just because I've got the ones that you can get in like the tubes, but I feel like they just waste so much paint because you put, even if you only put a little bit out, like, you don't always use all of it. You can't put it back in the tube, like, yeah. So I don't like the tube ones very much. So I wanted to get some that were like pans. And I was looking at the Winsor and Newton ones online. I've seen lots of people rave about them, and they're so good. They're really expensive, even for the half pans. So I thought, hey, well, they're accessible. Like, their accessibility is much better now. I'm going to go in, I'm going to chat to them, and price something out, and I'll come back next pay and get it. Yeah, I ended up buying it yesterday. Because I did. And I got this. So there's 6 on each, and oops, it's a little tricky, but it's got layers, and it's really cool. And it was $25, and there's 24 colors, so that's the bottom one. And the guy who served me was saying that he uses these ones, like, cause he does watercolor. He uses these ones over the Winsor and Newton ones. These are... I threw the box away, didn't I? Oh, there it is. These are hard to mouth. I don't even know what the hell. Kohinoor. But these are brilliant watercolors. So they're apparently a lot brighter than the Winsor and Newton ones. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's got like this weird name. It's KOH-I-NOOR and HARDTMUTH. I don't know. But, yeah, it was only $25. There's 24 colors in it. And, like, that's really small, so I can just carry it around with me. So if I decide that I want to leave the house one day, go and try and do some landscaping, fucking painting or something, I can take those, take my water brushes, like the ones that have got the water barrels in them, and I can just take a book and then just go and paint. Like, it's not carrying a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm looking forward to trying them, because it's something that I want to try and teach myself too. So yes, art stuff. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to finish some cross stitching. Once, like, when I get home, I'm gonna do some cleaning and stuff, like in my room, because I've kind of been neglecting it. Or I'll do it before I leave, either way. I've got like half an hour now. Shit, I've almost been talking for half an hour. Yeah. Fuck it, whatever. Yeah, so I'll hopefully do that. And maybe tonight I'll get some videos edited. Like, I've still got my camera over there. Still haven't even put the videos on my computer yet. There was some stuff that I was going to finish filming, and I just haven't got around to doing it. And yeah, it's a problem, and I should really do it, but I can't. That whole motivation thing is, yeah. Yeah, so hopefully I might try and get some of that done tonight. I've got a bunch of colouring videos to edit. I've got a couple more to film, actually. Which I should probably do as well. Maybe I should do that before I take everything off, and I don't know. See how I go. I'm also going to try and work out how to power that hot light, because the fucking plug is the opposite way around to what Australian plugs are usually like, so I can't actually plug it in anywhere. It's a little annoying. I can't plug it into any of my power boards because it just doesn't fit next to any other plugs. So I'm going to look into different types of rechargeable batteries to see which ones work the best. I've asked Andrew to help me with it because he knows all about batteries and stuff, because he does the combat robots. So hopefully that will happen. What is that? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm just going to stitch it. Whatever. Yeah, so hopefully I can get that going, which means I can do some more stuff at night too. The Halloween event is over for Overwatch. I got all of the skins except for one, but the one that I missed out on was Reinhardt, so I'm not too fast because I never play Reinhardt. I got every other skin that I wanted, so I'm happy. I'm also at level 106 in Overwatch now. When Halloween started, I was like level 68. I played a lot. WoW stuff. They've got the new Karazhan out. I've gone in there once. I didn't get any bosses down, so I've got to try again this week. Try and get it done, get the quest lines done and stuff. I'm working on the Surima stuff still. I fucking hate Surima. I really fucking hate Surima. And yes, there's not really much else happening. Like, at that point, it's pretty much it. Like, 1, 2, 3, and then over from there. So 1, 2, 3, over. I count things weird. Don't try to do what I do, because it probably doesn't make any sense to anyone but me. You're letting us sneezing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's cool. And it's going to be a row of 3. Alright. So, yes, today, waiting for this appointment. Tomorrow, I'm possibly going to Parramatta River with a friend to do some Pokemon hunting. I haven't seen him in a while now, actually. So that'll be nice. It's strange being able to leave the house, like, without really having to worry now. It's different after spending so much time, you know, really having to plan everything and, like, having to ask people to come with me and stuff if I needed them, and it's different. It's interesting. But, yeah. So, I've got plans to actually leave the house. Like, I'm leaving the house. It's weird. It's not a thing that I usually do. You gonna lay down? Yeah, you're gonna lay down. So you get to sleep all day, you jerk. So, I'm gonna stop because it's getting really long. And it's mostly been talking about my vagina. You're welcome. But, yes. Stuff, things, hopefully doing some more stitching. I want to take part in the unfinished objects sale that's happening with Cross Stitch. It's fun at the moment. I'm not really doing much with the Stitch What stuff. I'm just sort of keeping an eye on it and just, you know, monitoring posts and stuff. I'm not actively taking part because I know that I'm not going to get much stitching done. So I didn't even bother getting sorted into a team or anything. I'm just sort of keeping an eye on things. I'm focusing on doing the group requests for the main group. And then, like, keeping an eye on that too. So that takes a bit of time because you gotta, like, go through people's profiles and, oh, look, there's nothing there. I've got to message them, and then, yeah. It can be a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. But, yeah. And, yeah, so hopefully, well, that's why I want to clean my room up, is because at the moment there's a bunch of stuff in front of my box of whips. So I want to go through, clean up, pick some whips that I haven't finished, that I haven't worked on this year, and hopefully get some done, because that would be nice. Because I haven't had that many. I don't think I've had any major finishes this year. I've had, like, a few little things like the cards and stuff. Yeah, and I finished the Frosted Pumpkin Stitch Along from last year because I was behind with that. And that's it. Like, that's not very good. I've started stuff. Started a couple things, but yeah. I'll pull that out later and see what I've got that I can finish. And go from there. Hopefully I will actually get something finished, because that would be nice. Yeah. Everything is sort of... it's coming up to Christmas, and it always gets really busy at Christmas, and it's never anything exciting or fun. It's always just stressful. Yeah. I hate Christmas. I really hate Christmas. Yeah. If I could just, like, disappear for, like, 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year break, I totally would. Just go off the grid for a couple of weeks, come back, yeah, cool. Don't have to do anything about Christmas or New Year or anything, and that would just be lovely. It really would. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a green one? Yeah, it is, so it's 3. From there? Yes, okay. Right, so I'm gonna go. I'll try and get some cleaning stuff done before I go, and yeah, I'll upload this, and we'll see how this new job network goes. I'm not sure, because when I spoke to them on the phone the other day, they're like, oh, you know, we want to talk to you before we allow you to come in with us, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like, well, you know, I'm obligated by Centrelink to have a job network, so technically you shouldn't be allowed to say no. If you've got space, then, you know, that should be a thing, but alright. But it sort of took me a minute to realise who I was talking to, because when I answered the phone, there was no, oh, hi, it's such and such calling from here. It was just, oh, hi, we need you to come in. Okay, who the fuck is this? Oh, like, you know where we are in St. Mary's, right? Oh, okay, this must be, you know, such and such. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. It just sort of gave me a weird vibe, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see. But yeah, it also makes me worried that, like, the business manager has spoken to them and said something like, oh, she's trouble, or something. I don't fucking know. It wouldn't surprise me with this bitch. Like, I almost had my payments cancelled the other day because of something that changed in my profile that I didn't know about, and I almost got breached. Which actually reminds me, I need to call Centrelink. I need to put 2 hours aside to sit on hold. Because that's the way it works. I might see if I've got time to do that later today. Probably won't. I'll probably have to do it another day. God damn it. Why did I only just remember about this now? I could have been doing this. Yay! Brain farts. But, yes. I should really go. I should just shut this off and stop, but now I'm into the stitching. It's just like, oh. That timing, though. Do I even have anything else to show off or anything? No, I don't. Actually, that's the other thing I've got to do. I've got to chase down my colours down under order, because that should have been here by now. I need to make a list. Where's that? Okay, the notebook's there. I'm going to make another list, because obviously I have things to do that I keep spacing on, and I need to get them done. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go now, because I need to go do some stuff before I go to St. Mary's to do stuff, and then do more stuff when I get home. So, I will see you guys later, and hopefully my vlogs won't keep being this long, because it's probably not great. Bye.